Journal entry for May 5th. May 5th, I guess I skipped Monday. I forget what I did. If I find something important, I'll write it down later. Um, so May 5th, there was Tuesday groups. Tuesday groups. I've got a coffee. Before I start, I'm going to mention my instant coffee. I bought it several months ago and it was almost gone. And I prayed to the Lord. I said, this is a new season. So this is God telling me it's a new season. And I'm just trying to be obedient. And I prayed to God, like, I'm almost out of coffee. And I'm not going to buy more instant coffee. Unless you want me to. If you want me to, I will. But if you have another way for me, then I'm just going to wait and see, like, Lord, if you'll provide an upgraded coffee for me. And I did like the Walmart instant coffee, but I bought the kettle. The dogs broke it. So I was heating up hot water to make instant, and it was a lot better. Got broken. So when I went to the doctor, they sent a text to my computer, and I filled out a short survey, and they gave me a $20 Starbucks card. So I went to Starbucks, and I got myself a plain cappuccino, which is what is really good at Starbucks. People complain about Starbucks, but there is more caffeine in this coffee than all the other brands. So if you're paying for caffeine, this is actually cheaper. It's got 5 times as much caffeine as most other coffees. So for that alone, and this is quite large, so the taste of it, the quality of it, the way it feels when I drink it, it's worth the money, but I just don't have money. When I went to the doctor, God provided coffee, and there was coffee last night too, which I couldn't drink because it was poisoned, but there was coffee yesterday earlier. Anyways, what am I even talking about? Okay, May 5th, so there was Tuesday group where they do have food, and there's coffee there too. Coffee was all put away, so I was able to find it. I couldn't figure out how to work this Keurig machine, and then I mentioned it when I went in, and someone helped me. Basically, I accidentally turned it off and on. I went to get it to work. Nothing would work, and then the woman goes out there, opens it, and closes it, and then it works. So I said, I never would have figured this out. I don't like Keurigs. Anyways, during this meeting, people discuss private things. I do not share private, personal details like people's names, their family, things like that. I share general things, maybe useful things they talk about, or scripture, or like if I hear synchronicities or personal attacks. So I'm not sharing anything that is private that no one would want to share. If someone attacks me, I'm going to write it down. If someone tries to poison me, I don't care if it's a group where we have to remain anonymous. You tried to poison me, so I'm writing it down and I'm sharing. Because that is not the point of the group. It's not to do little attacks on me. But anyways, I see good in people. I see good people too. I see people that are like stuck between good and bad. And so now I do see good people. It's almost like here's a good person that needs unlocked. But anyways, that's not what I'm talking. There are so many people you don't know who or what I'm talking about here. But anyways, there's a main person that stands up and talked, and she mentioned what we were discussing today. She started off talking about apologizing first, then making amends. And she was like, oh, they covered this in the service too. Apologizing and making amends, so that's good. That's good they covered that. They do cover a lot of Pauline stuff. Some of the epistles of Paul are inspired from God. It's not that Paul, what he said, but the Pharisees did have, this is what I've learned too, even today, the Pharisees still do get downloads from God. But they also do add some lies in there too. So stuff that is hierarchical, stuff that excludes certain people, stuff that is racist or sexist, or stuff that like requires you to work through these steps to gain rank. That if you that's a lot of the stuff from the Pharisees. So if you strip all that junk out, a lot of the spiritual teachings are still correct, except for murdering Christ does not get you to heaven. Murdering Christ does not get you to heaven. It's probably bad for you if you try to kill God's prophets. Anyways, but there still is good information there. It's not all bad. And it's definitely better than full out paganism. It is an improvement from that. Somebody mentioned Kewpee Burger. Somebody mentioned this burger joint. I looked up Kewpee Burger, and it's got like my birth date in it. It's got the year of women's suffrage in it. They made cartoons that were drawn by a woman back there who was for women's suffrage, and it's like just got my birthday encoded into this. So this is so wild. So I'm thinking, is this evil? It's got like a naked baby, but actually it's supposed to be a Cupid. And I looked it up just to make sure. And there was actually a good meaning behind this character. So, because it was a mother that designed and drew the original Kewpee, it makes sense that it would be a little baby. And they are mischievous and naked too, because when you raise kids, actually this would have been fine at the time. And it was not. I do not believe this is evil, like when you hear about Epstein Island. It actually was more like just raising children. So, let's see. I'm trying to think here. What even? I'm sure that they had some good food. I think it was like chicken and noodles. It was quite yummy. It was filling. Somebody mentioned they were getting help through a charity that actually came to my house and destroyed my house more, but they did help a little bit. But so hopefully that helps them out. I did mention that. So I'm thinking like when I make a video and I say what somebody has done to me, then they have to stop. So even if I know it, if I don't say it, then they continue doing it. And I notice as soon as I speak or record what the enemy has done, then that counts as them being caught and they can't do it anymore. So now I said this to someone else to doubly make sure. I did make a video, so they probably wouldn't do it anymore. It's probably why I haven't heard back from them. But I told her as well. Maybe she'll mention something, but this woman has tried to get me. She is a witch. I'm not saying who it is, but I don't know. It would be good if she would repent, because they know what the right thing to do is. They could be good people. Now, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I don't know. Maybe they're just spirits. So I went to this other group afterwards, or actually in between that. Then I got another coffee on my way out, and I went to stand. They have to lock the door. There's just all this security. So I just had a hot coffee and went out and stood in the garage. And I got to meet a new person that I hadn't spoken to before. We got to speak quite a bit, and then he headed out, and then I headed to the other one. And see what they're making pins for mental health awareness. The color is green. Green is a good color. I like that color. So, just talked about random stuff. I'm not telling anyone's personal information, but I do talk about attacks. When I got to this other center, and we were making pins and stuff, and so one woman who had taken me to get my clothes washed, and then I found out later, because I was rushing to leave. I didn't have time to inspect my clothes. While we went to get a coffee, someone put like acid or something in the washing machine. I don't know, because it burned and singed my whites. A lot of my whites were ruined. And I didn't know, because it'd be like a spot like this. Like where most of the jacket was fine, there'd be like a spot where it was all hard. And so I didn't put any bleach in my whites, because I didn't have any bleach. And so we had to leave. There were agents there. I knew that something was going to happen, but God allows it. So she was responsible to take me to try to stress me out by making it look like I hit someone else's car with the car door, where I barely touched it because I had to get my clothes out. And she told me to put my clothes in the back and park next to someone, and I'm pulling them out, and then the car door just opens and touches this other car. Like, there's no damage to the car at all. There was a mark that was already on the car, so they were probably going to try to frame me and say I did that. But anyways, I'm like, oh, and then when I told her, I'm like, oh, it hardly touched it, didn't do anything. And then I went in, and they were trying to like get upset, but there was really no damage to the car, so they could not get upset. It's like that was spoiled. So then I'm like, oh, you want to get a coffee? So this was probably another plan since that didn't work, or maybe they already planned this. We had to wait for the money to transfer, then go and get a coffee. While that was happening, somebody put something in the whites because I had a load of colors and I had a coat of I had a load with mostly whites and some real light beige things in there. And I was going to put bleach in there because she said she was going to bring bleach. She didn't bring bleach. She said she was going to pay for me to do laundry. At first she said I could do it at her house. Then like, oh, we can't do it here. And then she said she was going to pay for it and bring detergent. Then we show up and it's like, oh, let's see if this center will do it instead. So then I'm like, I can't open this bag up. They know this was an attack. And then get there and, oh, I don't have any money. So I had to use all of my cash to do the laundry now, which I would not have done, honestly. But then when we got there, my load with colors, none of them were ruined like that. But the load of whites, they put something in there. And they probably had to put it in the lights because it might have ruined the color. Like if I have a dark colored jacket and they put something in there, it might have ruined the color and it would have been obvious. But because they put it in the light load, it just ruined a lot of my jackets and things. So they were still usable, but like some of the zippers were messed up. Oh yeah, some of the zippers were broken. So I don't know, like if they opened it, broke it, but it looked like the way the things were damaged, it looked just like something really caustic or acidic was placed in the washing machine so that it would kind of just destroy the fabrics and the zippers. So anyways, this woman was there and she had gotten her karma. She had gotten her karma, so she doesn't have a place to live now. So this is like a week or two, this is like 2 weeks later. And now somebody that lives with her, or she was staying with them, and someone is getting arrested and she has to leave. She has to leave now. And also said there were some negative accusations, things said, and I don't know. I don't know about any of this, but negative things were said, other things going on in her life. So now she does not have a place to stay because the person that was letting her stay there got arrested. One of the people there got arrested. So I don't want this to happen. Like, this was not worth ruining my clothes. This was not worth ruining my clothes. And they were mostly colder weather clothing. Like, actually, I could have used them now, but we're going to go into summer soon. And I don't want this to happen, but she did mention to come to stay with me. And I'm like, well, you'd be better off to stay in a tent than to stay with me. I'm just going to say, because the plumbing's messed up and there's no heat. I remember that she got cold when we were over at her house. Like, you don't want to come here then. But, I was actually kind of thinking, like, what could I do to let her stay here? And that's probably one reason God has made it impossible for anyone else to stay here, because I want to help people. There are people I've met that are homeless that I would like to help and let stay, but I can't. My home is so destroyed. I don't even have a safe place to put my own belongings. I don't even have a large, like I sleep on that couch that's too small. I don't even have a place for someone else to sleep. And you can't use the toilet. So, like, I can use it, but it's shivved. It cannot handle, I'm not going to put anyone larger than me on that. Because then that won't work anymore. So, yeah, I mean, I thought about it, but, I'm just going to have to say, like, they're just really, it would be so uncomfortable for someone to stay on my property. They would be better off to go set up a tent somewhere. I'm honestly going to say. And then there's the dogs to contend with. The dogs, anything you sit down, they're going to get into and rip up. They're also going to jump on you and ruin your clothing. So, like, I just had a shower, and they, like, jumped all over me, and I'm covered in mud again. So, but anyways, I don't want this to happen to anybody. But they, like, have to tell me when they get their karma. And so, this woman, she did damage my clothing, and did stress me out a little bit, but not too much. I knew this was an attack, and I wasn't surprised. But, that doesn't mean I don't want anyone to get hurt. But sometimes that's it's like God knows what we don't. So, sometimes, like, people won't repent unless they go to SmackDown. I don't know. But maybe she'll find a better place to live. That's her own place. And then make some improvements and and her own quality of life will be better at the end of this. I imagine, like, God uses everything for good. So, she'll probably be in a better situation at the end of this. Anyways, oh, there was a meeting in the evening. Yeah, someone took me to a ride for the evening meeting. And they sung the song, There's Help Around the Corner. So, they sung different songs. Help Around the Corner was the song they sung. That was good. I got myself a surrender chip. I thought this is because I do surrender to the Lord. I surrender my life to the Lord. Whatever God wants me to do, I do. And there was a lot of rain. I would have biked, but it's a lot of rain. Someone was able to give me a ride. Of course, they use this as an opportunity to curse me and get me. I'm allowed to be cursed once they do something nice for me. But, whatever the curse was, the ride was better. So they had a good, healthy lunch. At least I think it was. And then someone mentioned there was mice getting into the kitchen. So that's not good. If someone was sending mice into my home, and then now they get mice in the kitchen. Like, this is how it works. God uses me to render judgment. But anyways, I went to this church, and the song was relevant to me. Like, the teachings are relevant to me. It's really nice to see people getting their life together and coming out of addiction. It's really good to see the improvements these people are making and be able to talk to them. Maybe have some influence. I don't know. So, yeah, it was just a lot of rain. During this meeting, they also had a soup. And I asked the man who makes the soup. He was actually someone else I had noticed from the group's parent. And the soup was so delicious. And he told me his secret last time. And I went up and had the soup. He had a different soup this time. I said, you put this in it again? I'm not going to share a secret on the internet. He said, yep. And oh, that soup was so delicious. I got 3 bowls of it. It was so good. And I told him, this is the best. This is like the best soup I've ever eaten in my life. Like, you're blowing Panera out of the water here. I didn't say Panera, but anyways, then afterwards, this is probably witchcraft, because, like, I was going to talk to people, interact a little bit, but, like, everybody was locked. Like, they were all stuck talking to someone else, some of them witches. I'm just going to say, there are people that are recovering and good, and there's also actually witches and warlocks that come in. And they need help, too, but I'm saying is, they're also there, blocking me from doing certain things, and blocking other people. And I don't know exactly what they do. They kind of keep people in certain situations so they can't get out. Or just prevent me from being able to talk to someone. That's fine. God allowed it. So I walked around. Everybody was talking. There was no one to really talk to. Well, I did talk to a man a little bit. And he brings up the Pauline stuff just a little bit, and I'm saying, heaven's come down to earth, and, it's time for us to follow the example of Jesus, to follow the example, like, we've got to do better. And when I said that we've got to do better, then he was uncomfortable and went over by the food and started eating the food. He was like, oh, he didn't want to hear it, but it is true. All of us have got to do better. The teaching of the Pauline doctrine, where they word curse themselves and say everyone's a sinner, and Christ died so we can sin. I think this is false. But also, we need to fix the world. This is not going to happen if no one tries. Anyways, then there was no one to talk to, so then I kind of walk around. This is a church where they have a group. And then in the back, they've got this big Bible open. And then it's open to Ezekiel 26:17. So there was the 17. So I was supposed to be there. And I don't remember what the verse is. I don't know if it was anything extremely significant. Other than there was a 17, and God shows me 17s. So anyways, oh, I asked if I could use a shower. So this one facility was supposed to get, like, washing machines and showers set up. They were supposed to get washing machines and showers. And so God gave me a copy. Excuse me, you don't want to see this. I might clip it out. I'm going to sit it down. So, got me a Starbucks now. God gave this to me because I was sick and going to... Anyways, So because my shower froze in the winter, I'm not using my shower here because I'm not going to ruin my walls and destroy the things that aren't ruined yet to take a shower here. And there's also no exhaust fan, and there's also mouse crap in my shower. So God has made sure in 3 ways that I can't use the shower here, because actually me being able to get a shower is a mission and a way to judge more people. It's a way to judge more people. So if someone will help me and allow me to take a shower, or if they use it as a trick to try to get me. Anyways, like my camera is weird now. I don't know what's going on with my camera. It's different. Like my computer updated, and then when I normally would record, I'm not recording. So this camera looks weird now, but it's like better video quality. It's better video quality. I don't know. I hate Windows. Like I was getting used to the webcam, and then it like force restarts, and then it looks different. So I couldn't record when I usually do. It wasn't coming out right at night. Anyways, so I asked. This location was supposed to allow us to take showers there, and they did not have towels because they didn't get the washing machine in. They were, but they still did have a shower, and so I asked, and then someone told me that evening, oh, you can take a shower there. So I was coming in the next day. So now we're on Wednesday. This is 5/6. May 6th, January, February, March, April, May. May 6th. So they knew I was going to come in and take a shower. They knew. My skin's a little weird from having a shower yesterday at this place. But, anyways, it was a nice shower, but there was a tax. It was a setup. So I'm going to start by saying, when I normally go into this place, I got to blow my nose. When I normally go in, like, you can just use the bathroom, and you can see the shower in there. I saw the shower, and it looked like no one ever used it, and it was perfectly clean. This is the shower I saw last time I was there. It was like this beautiful looking shower, all clean, ready to use. No one was using it. A lot of the people with mental problems that come in, they don't go to the groups, they just sit on the couch and watch TV. Maybe get some coffee in the morning. So, it looked like no one was using the shower. Well, I asked if I could use the shower. So they prepared the shower for me, and they knew I was coming on Wednesday. They knew I was coming. Thank you, God. And as bad as it was still good. As bad as it was still good. Praise God. The Lord provided this. When I did the survey, then there was like 16 or 16. Oh, it said, and 16 other. There was 17 choices of where to get my gift card. The one at the top was so they were all restaurants. But someone gave me $20 for food already. And I prayed and asked God if you want a better way for me to get coffee. And right at the top, the first one was Starbucks. And I said, well, instead of Chipotle, and I don't want to bike down that way. And there was like Subway, and I like that. But, Starbucks was at the top. I just realized this. I should have screenshotted it when I had a chance to get my gift card. So I went to the doctor, then I filled out a survey. Then it let me get a $20 gift card. It said there was Starbucks right at top, and it only showed like Starbucks at first. It said, or select from 16 others. That means there's a total of 17 options. And then I clicked, and they were all like restaurants. So I thought, like, this was probably an answer to my prayer to God. Like, if you're going to, I did pray several times, if you want to upgrade, I'm going to trust you, God, and I'm not going to buy the great value instant coffee this time, because it's a new season in my life. And so that gift card, right at the top, said Starbucks, and this is very delicious, and it worked. And then when you scan it onto your cell phone, I don't have a cell phone, so I wrote it down, and I printed something out on my label printer. I was concerned it wouldn't work, but it actually did work, so that's good. I can get like 3 of these. I'm going to get 2 more. um, so they knew. They knew I was coming in to take a shower. They knew. So the shower was prepared for me. So when I pull up to the center, uh, this is where I've had my bike damaged twice. Like one time, somebody took like a socket wrench, and loosened up my bike pedal so it would fall off. And then a couple weeks later, I went there and my tires were flat. And I was only in there for like a half hour. So this time, I've got all my laundry stuff in my bag on my bike. And as soon as you go down the steps, or as soon as you go in, you go down the steps. So I just pick up my bike and I walk down the steps with my bike. And so the woman that works there, who I know she's trying to get me. I know she can pretend to like me, but I'm not stupid. It's like she talks like nice, but I know you're trying to get me. And so she's coming out of the bathroom as I come down. I've got my bicycle now in the hallway. And she's like, "Oh, you're gonna have to take that outside." And she's trying not to be too rude, but she's like, "You're gonna have to take that outside. I've got my bike and everything." And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, can you watch it? Is there okay? Is somebody gonna watch it and make sure it doesn't get damaged?" Like I'm being a little, I want to say rude, but my bike was damaged there twice, and they never if they checked the security footage, which I doubt, because they probably did it themselves. I think they probably did it, or they hired a homeless person to damage my bike. But anyways, if they even checked the footage, then they never told me and they never showed me. So I'm like, is somebody going to watch and make sure my bike doesn't get damaged this time? I said, and I don't remember what exactly was said. I said, well, because this time, if somebody messes with my bike again, I'm going to get the police. I said that. I'm being kind of mean. Like, not a lot mean, just a little. Because I think they damaged my bike, or they paid someone to damage my bike. So I just let them know, someone damages my bike this time. I'm getting the police. Oh, I forgot. As I'm walking in. Okay, here's an attack. So there's just a man outside. They paid a man to be outside this day. And this man, I don't know, he just got the look of somebody that's been to prison. He's got like the look of somebody that has been to prison or is a criminal. Now, I'm not saying he's a bad man. I don't know. To me, this is the appearance. I don't know his name. I don't know anything. There's just a man standing outside and he's smoking cigarettes. This is one thing the Kingdom of Darkness does to me, is they hire people to sit and smoke when I'm going to be like outside waiting. Or when I'm going to go past. They'll pay people to sit there and smoke. Because they know I used to vape. Like, I had smoked many years ago, but I vaped for a long time. And I used nicotine. So, they hire people to smoke. Because they want me to have that craving. Anyways. So, there was a man just outside the door. So, I had to walk past him and lock my bike and smell the cigarettes. And, so this is what I mean. So they hire a criminal. Maybe this man would have went there anyways. He might have been someone that went there. Okay? And maybe he's in the coven or something. And then the coven tells him, you got to do this today. So like, Jen is going to come in to take a shower. So you got to stand outside all day and just keep smoking cigarettes. Here, we'll give you a pack of cigarettes. Or something. I'm just guessing. They got to give him the cigarettes. So maybe they give him a pack of cigarettes. And they tell him he's got to stand outside and smoke all day. And so, I'm trying to remember, Okay, so I went there and I did not lock my bike at first, because I brought it inside, because I thought maybe I can just bring it in, but, no, so then, I kind of put my bike towards where I was going to lock it, and then I just walk in and I bring it in. As I walk past this man smoking the cigarette, he squeezes out a fart. I'm not joking. I cannot make this up. Okay? This man was standing there, holding it. He was chain smoking and holding in a fart. This is what the witches and warlocks are paid to do. Or they just hire homeless people, or they hire people without a job. I don't know. They hire anyone they can hire. I don't know how many hours he was standing out there, because he was still there when I left. But anyways, there's a man just outside smoking cigarettes. Because I think what they put in my cupcake was nicotine. I think they put a heavy dose of nicotine liquid on the icing for that cupcake. Because I filled it. So then I only got the light colored ones. And then they did not taste like they were spiked. So I only think the dark red cupcakes, I think they put nicotine juice in the icing. Because they wanted me. And not it. I didn't feel like I was dying. But, you know, you can't overdose and die from nicotine, really. And that's why nobody ate them. And they were going to send them to the old folks' home. They're like, the old people will love them. They sent the rest to the retirement committee. They had a tray. So there's like 30 people in the seminar, I'm just guessing. There was enough for everyone to have a cupcake and they would be gone. But, you know, I had one, and then I went back to try the other because there was 2 colors. And this one wasn't as good, and there was something wrong with it. And I started to feel like I was poisoned. And then someone mentioned about quitting smoking. I knew, like, this was a feeling, there was a lot of nicotine in that icing. Everybody knew. Nobody ate it. And they knew that I used to have an addiction to nicotine. And I think nicotine gets placed into my stuff repeatedly. So maybe that's why I still had this addiction for so long. Is because the kingdom of darkness knows that. And they spike my food and drinks, even at restaurants. Probably King Herod, too. And if they're putting nicotine into my stuff, then it's keeping the addiction going. But anyways, I'm fine now. But what am I even talking about? So then they had the man out smoking the cigarette, so I would smell the cigarette as I walked past. And then I kid you not, like there's a little sidewalk on the way to the door, to this facility where the showers were. So I walked on the sidewalk right past him, and right when he's here, right as I'm right across from him, like less than a foot away, essentially, because we're both on the sidewalk, then he farts. Okay. This is kind of funny. Then he farted right on me. Like he was holding, and you could tell the sound, like he squeezed it out. He squeezed this fart out right as I was next to him. And then I go in with my bike. And then the woman's like, oh, you're going to have to take that back out. We don't have a bike rack yet. I said, something happens to my bike this time, I'm contacting the police. I'm contacting the police this time. That's fine, because I'm not going to the soup kitchen. And it's okay if I miss dinner. Because normally, right after the group, I gotta go and get my dinner. No, I'm not. I think God told me not to go to the soup kitchen right now. So I can hang around and wait for the police. That's fine. It was actually a mission to go to the soup kitchen, too. So that's why I think, like, I just kind of let it go. Because instead of me trying to take care of this myself and contact the police, God always just takes care of it. Like with the pit bull. Police, sheriffs, everything, animal control, they were all blocked from being able to stop them, but God had them shut down their own ring. Like, God handled it. And this is what I've been shown. But anyways. So then I just pick up my bike, and I walk right up the steps with all my stuff, and then I walk past the man still out there smoking. And as I walk past him, I said, it's not very polite to fart on people. I said, it's not very polite to fart on people. This is true. It's not very polite. So I don't want to say I'm being rude, because it would be rude if they didn't attack me already. So they already attacked me. They already damaged my bike twice. And this man just farted on me. So then as I walked past him, I said, it's not very polite to fart on people. Then I lock my bike, and I kind of look at it for a second. It's like, is he going to mess with my bike? I'm like, yeah. You know, they already got me. So then I go in. And then I did tell the woman after, so I'm excited to try this shower. Well, this woman is just coming out of the bathroom with the shower, with the big shower. She's just coming out. So I guess one of them has a stand-up shower, and one of them's got a wider shower. So there's a bug. Get out. So right as I'm coming in, she's coming out of this bathroom. Oh, this is another spam call, and it ends in my birth year. So, I add up every number on my dial, like through this number, it adds up to a 7. Like if you reduce it. It says spam risk. I'm not answering that. I might have a drink of my coffee. Praise the Lord. The woman that works here, they have 2 bathrooms. So one of them has like a smaller shower that you just stand up in. I wasn't going to use that one, everyone knows. There's one with a larger shower, and I think it's got a handheld thing. Of course I'm going to use that one. So, of course, as I come in, she's coming out of well, let's see, both bathrooms are good, but one has a better shower. And really, I didn't know if the other shower was set up. I didn't know if they had a curtain. But I knew this shower had a curtain in there. So, really, I would have been fine to use either. But I knew there was a curtain in this bathroom. And it's the first one right as you come in. So she's coming out. And this is, they had prepared this bathroom for me. If you want to know how they have prepared this bathroom for me. Okay, I just have to laugh now. Because, yeah, it wasn't quite as good. But I was able to circumvent all their tricks. Because I come prepared. I already know you guys are going to do stuff like this. I already know. I have to have napkins. I have to have paper towels on me already. Because I know what you guys do. So then I lock my bike. I come in. I got my shower bag with my clothes and stuff in it. Actually, like when I walk in, then it's all foggy. It's all foggy in there. Like someone was just using it a long time. Just so, you know, when it's kind of hard to breathe. Normally you want to let it cool down a bit before you use it. So you can breathe a little better. So, actually, it did take me quite a while to get adjusted when I show up. This is a brand new bathroom. So, you know, when you use a shower, the first time you use a shower at a new location, like at least for me, I just got to figure out, like, because I got to keep my clean stuff clean. I got to keep my dirty stuff dirty. I've been wearing this stuff for a week. I'm not going to cross-contaminate stuff here, no way. But also, like, I don't know about the cleanliness of public bathrooms. I don't trust the cleanliness. So I just kind of situate my stuff, get out my soap, like put this here, got this thing underneath this, get out my shoes. And so like it just takes me probably 10 minutes to figure this out. I'm just going to say. Like, because I got to get my shoes out and there's a bunch of stuff on top. I wear my flip-flops in there. Good thing I bring my flip-flops. Then I take my shoes off, and I get my dirty clothes, and I gotta get my clean clothes on top of that, and then I also got my towels, and then I gotta keep those bags separate so I can bag them. This takes a good 10 minutes to prepare. So by the time I do this, a lot of the fogginess is gone. This is quite a larger bathroom, so they had to try really hard to make it foggy in there. I would say, I have been to this facility many times. I have never seen anyone using the shower in there. And when I was there before, it was like a brand new shower. Like it was like a new curtain and everything. Like no one had ever used it. This is what it looked like. But this time, they knew I was coming. So this female employee comes out. So they probably hired somebody to come in and trash this bathroom. And it wasn't that bad. But anyways, they know I don't like to touch the door handle. And I use a paper towel. Because I told them that. I willingly gave up this information. So they've used this to try to get me several times. So when I go in, they had removed all of the paper towels. They had removed all of the paper towels from the bathroom. So there was none. Now, you can use this shower, but they don't have towels because they don't have the washing machine. So I just had gotten towels because when this one woman brought me to get my clothes cleaned, then I was able to wash a couple towels. And because of that, I'm like, great, I got towels now. I can go, you know, because I had to go to the soup kitchen before because they had towels. Well, now I had a towel. I used it like a month already, but it was like when I'm clean, I use it, so it's fine. They took all the towels out, so you couldn't use them to open the door handle or to wipe anything clean. There wasn't much toilet paper left either. Well, that's fine, because I used the bathroom right before I left my house. And so, I didn't notice this till later, is the shower wasn't the only thing that's prepared. I was actually pleased with the cleanliness of their bathrooms when I was there before. No, not this time. So, I see there is a partially used bar of soap in there. This is the only time I've ever seen this. So they did have a soap in there. They brought someone in to dirty up and use the shower right before me. To fog it up right before me. But then I get in the shower and it kind of smells like poop. It kind of... This is funny. I'm sorry. It kind of smells like poop in there. And then I look. And The shower curtain. The shower curtain, somebody has wiped poop. Somebody has put poop on their hand, and because it was like this level, it was like face level. Somebody took poop, like on their hand, and rubbed it on the shower curtain and put pubes in it. Someone put, someone put, someone put poop on the shower curtain. There was a little bit of poop on the wall too. So they don't know. The first thing I do when I get in a public shower is that I take soap and I clean off the handles and I cleaned off the hand sprayer so I can touch them. Okay, and I did. And then so then it kind of smells like poop in the shower now because somebody has, I guess, like defecated in the shower and wiped it on the shower curtain. Now it's not a lot. It's not a lot. And it's fresh. Because if it had been there a week, you couldn't smell it. No, someone just did that. Someone just did that today. Someone just did that today. Possibly the night before. Anyways, for this fresh smell in the bathroom, they had done this after I asked if I was able to use the shower. Or like, oh yeah, we just don't have towels. I'm like, oh great. So then I left, I kind of scooted the curtain back, like by a part that wasn't brown, and I left it kind of open. So I left like this much of the shower curtain open. Just some water was getting on the floor. Well, too bad. I try to be a good steward, but, you know, I'm not going to be smelling this. I'm sorry, you know. They did this to me on purpose. And, like, I would have gotten some hand towels and dried up the floor where it was a little wet. Like, some water got on the floor. Because the rug was, like, scooted back, actually. So there was like this much space between the shower and the rug, so then a lot of water went there. I would have wiped it up, but they took all the towels. They took all the towels out of the bathroom. So anyways, it was just like a smell, like kind of a bad smell, and so I just opened the curtain more, and then I didn't really notice it. And then I took then it was a really nice shower. It was a really nice shower. It was like this is a kind of this is the kind of shower I want to get in my house when my house is fixed. Like, I took like an hour-long shower or something. Maybe 45 minutes, I don't know. But it was just so nice. And they had this hand thing, and it had like a strap on it that was even comfortable. Like, you didn't even have to grip it. It was just so nice. The water pressure, everything. I took like probably a 45 minute long shower. I don't know. I don't know how long this shower was. But I took a very long shower, and I enjoyed myself. Actually, because the curtain was open, I could see out into the bathroom while I was taking a shower, and I was looking that direction because I didn't want to look at the shower curtain that had poop and pubes on it. And then I noticed someone had also rubbed poop onto the sink. They didn't just rub poop on the shower curtain. They rubbed poop on the sink. So like there's the sink, and then the backsplash behind the sink, there was brown. There was brown behind the handles. And there's only one color brown. Like there's only one thing that specific color of brown could possibly be. Now I've never seen this there before. Never. So they prepared it specifically for me. But I didn't use the sink. I didn't touch the sink. And I didn't need to use napkins because I came prepared. I came with I already had napkins in my bag when I came. So I opened and I locked the door with my own napkins. That's right. So you guys didn't get me. So anyways, I had a really long shower. Now, after I get out of the shower, and then, you know, I put my towels away and I'm getting dressed. And then I hear the gang that goes to the group are there. And they're outside the door. And then I hear them say something like, Jennifer. And then they knock on the door. I said, I'm getting dressed. So I think they know I'm in there. They know I'm in there. And they let me know I'm there. And it's time to go to the group. And I said, I'm getting dressed. So then I get dressed and I use my own napkin and I open it. So they did a number on this bathroom, but I was able to have a wonderful, enjoyable shower. And yeah, I got water on the floor. I did. I didn't want to do this. If they had their own towels, I could have wiped it up, but I need to reuse mine, so I can't put them on the bathroom floor. So I couldn't clean it. I wanted to dry the floor. I was not able. They removed the paper towels. And I need to keep using my towel. So, anyways. But then I go to the group. I have avoided. So let me say before this group, is that they paid someone to stand outside and smoke cigarettes so I would smell the cigarettes, and then they paid this man to fart on me. This fart on me right as I go back. So then I carry my bike in, and I carry my bike right back up, and I guess I'm really smart. Smart. Not smart. I meant strong. I guess I'm really strong now because it was really easy to pick up all my stuff on my bike and carry it right back up. Like, this was nothing. Like, I gotta do so much crap every day. This wasn't even hard. I imagine some people might struggle with this. No, this was nothing. So then I just easily take it back up. And I get to walk right past this man and say, it's not polite to fart on people. So then actually when I was leaving the facility, he was still out there smoking. So I imagine he knew I was the intended victim of the fart attack. But anyways, as I was leaving, he opened the door for me, so that was nice. But anyway, I'm not trying to be mean to this man, but he timed his fart to fart on. He farted on me on purpose. He farted. But anyways, they knew I was coming to the group. They knew I was having a shower. So there was a couple more attacks. The group was packed. I'd been there before, and there was only like 3 people, and they were there because I was there. This time they invited everybody. They invited everyone. There was like a table scooted together, and they were full. Last time I went, there was 3 people. This time there was like more than, like, everybody was there. Everybody was there. And they were talking about relationships and boundaries. So I'm not giving out I'm not telling you people's names. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying things that, like, I'm saying general things to my experience. My experience is, like, everyone was there. They were all invited to come because they knew, I'm probably going to show up and take a shower right before this group. They already knew I was coming. So why wouldn't I come so that I could go to this group right after? Of course I'm going to. Of course. So there was a group at 3. So I was going to show up, take a shower, and then go to the group at 3 before I leave. So they invited everybody. Never have I seen, there were so many people in this group. And they were there for me. As I'm leaving, as I'm leaving the bathroom and walking to the group, then the woman who pooped and didn't wash her hands. The woman that pooped and didn't wash her hands. And she talks nice and stuff too. It's just, this is her demon, okay? Her demon likes to get poop on stuff. So then she's walking next to me as I'm going to the room where the group is. And I said, it was a nice shower, but somebody put poop on the shower curtain. So somebody put poop on the shower curtain. Anyways, we walk in there. And then there was like 2 empty seats, and one was back, so they needed to be moved. And so this woman before let me see her go number 2, so you could hear and tell she was going number 2. She comes out, she looks at me as she leaves without washing her hands. I can't make this up, okay? I can't. I would never just imagine that, like, maybe if I had to sit there and think and someone, no. I did not imagine this. I saw this. So they send this woman as an attack. Like, I went to another group, and she went to get the name card right before me. They do this on purpose. So, like, they're like, she didn't get her name card, so they send her up first, because I saw she uses the bathroom and doesn't wash her hands. And so, then I went in the case, and I got a new one out, and I used a completely different pen, okay? I'm not gonna, no. No. But anyway, and she walks next to me. I'm not gonna be me. She's kind of nice, though, is the thing. She's kind of nice, but then she comes in, and there's 2 empty seats. Everyone else has sat down. So she's gonna be sitting next to me, and then she moves the chair, because, like, one's back, and she picks the arm of the chair and slides it in. As I'm going to sit here, and there was another woman sitting next to me. She had a coat in the chair. And the chair was already there, and it was, like, too tight to fit all of them anyways. And I said, well, someone's sitting here. And she moves her coat, and I'm like, yeah. So I got the chair that the dirty hands woman did not touch. That's right. I got that chair. And everything looked fine. It didn't look like I was rude. Because to try to fit that chair in, it wouldn't, there wasn't enough room. So there was already another chair there. It just had someone's coat in it. And so then I sat here. Then they had plates. Because someone had brought in, this was another attack. But, God uses everything for good. So God blessed me again. God bless me again. I did get to use the shower, and it was a really nice shower. That did confirm to me this is the type of shower head when my house is fixed I am going to be getting. It's got a strap on the back, so you don't even need to hold it. It'll stay in your hand, and it's just comfortable, you know. Anyways, and like the cord and stuff was real flexible. So I was glad to have experienced that, and I might go back. I might go back. And if I've told him I'm going to contact the police if someone messes with my bike again, I might be safe to bring my bike back, honestly. But, anyways. So the pooper, well, I'm sorry, but she does seem nice in other ways. I'm not going to give out anything personal. This was an attack on me. This was an attack on me. So I'm saying is that then they had plates and they were passing out plates. So the pooper, then she gets a plate and sits it in front of me. This is the woman that I saw not wash her hands. So she puts a plate, and then they're passing around a bag of bread. Now it goes the other way, so it goes to me first. They're passing out homemade bread. Someone's mother had made homemade bread, and this looks real. I'm like, oh. And I take a piece, and I start eating it. It was so delicious. It was so good. Like, I would homemade bread if it would taste like that. That was really delicious. And I ate it first. Now they also had peanut butter and jelly, all organic, no chemicals, but you would have to make it on the plate. But really, like, I just started tasting this bread, and it was so good I just ate it. And I didn't really want peanut butter and jelly anyways, because I just got that from the food pantry, and I was kind of sick of it, honestly. But I'm not going to touch this plate, and they know it. But I'm not going to make a scene, and I'm not going to call out the pooper. I'm not going to call her out in front of people. The kingdom of darkness uses bugs, mice, feces, poop, filth, not being able to get things clean. This is how they attack me, which means, like, in the future, I must have maids or something. I'm going to think. I must have, like, clean clothes all the time and have, like, a shower every day in the future. Something. Because I have been attacked, like, with filth for years. Actually, like, probably for the last 20 years, I have been attacked with filth. To the point where, you know, you just gotta give up. It's unending. You either start killing people or you just give up and do what you can to survive. So this is how the kingdom of darkness attacks me. And then they blame me, you know. But other people make these nasty messes. The point I can't be scrubbing up your mess. You give up, and then they blame you for it. This is what they do. But anyways, they were all waiting for me, and I come out and you know, they're just surprised. Like, I didn't complain about the shower. I looked good because I was clean and I looked like, you know, like presentable, and my hair looked pretty good, and they were talking about relationships, and I think they mentioned this because I said something the day before. They sent a counterfeit, and I mentioned, like, oh, a lot of this stuff is fake. Like, somebody mentioned catfishing, like, that was giving me a ride. They mentioned catfishing. I'm like, how can anyone believe this? It's so fake. And I said, even in real life, this is fake. It's like people with ulterior motives, and you can tell it's fake. And so I'm talking, like, and this group also, I think, brought in another counterfeit to try to get me. So also brought this up then. And I said, but this year God's bringing in real relationships. Real relationships. Now it's fake. Like, you know, people sent in, they got ulterior motives. That is fake. So I did mention this. So then they had the group the next day. And they were all there. And they were hoping I would probably say secret information, I know. But I didn't really. I said a couple things that were useful. But I didn't say much. Like, the woman that runs this, like, she likes to give advice, and she tries to help people, like if they talk about their issues, then you know, I think she's got a degree. I'm not sure, but anyways, like, if somebody mentions a problem they have, and the woman that runs it, like, she tries to say something to help them, and so I didn't say much. I'm not saying I'm, like, did much here, but it was supposed to, like, be bad for me, but it wasn't, because actually, like, I did not get to make a peanut butter and jelly, but I ate a piece of that bread. It was the best bread I had in my life. So it was supposed to be an attack. But, like, actually, I didn't eat any food yet that day. I didn't eat anything. And I didn't have any coffee either. So I was a little bit hungry. And then they're like, oh, we're going to have peanut butter and jellies. It was supposed to be an attack, so I'd have to touch the poop plate. I would have to touch the poop plate or come out of the bathroom and not have a napkin to touch the door handle, and then here's food you eat with your fingers. That's what it was supposed to be, but I had a napkin. I had a napkin, and I ate my bread, and I did not use the peanut butter and jelly, and I did not use that plate. No way. So I circumvented all of it, and I got the best piece of bread I'd ever eaten. I think the group went well. I think it was beneficial for people this time. Like they come to get me, but it ends up helping people, is what I think. Like all of these people came, they were invited because I was going to be there. But then I think they actually got some help being there. And they were also talking about no fornication, no sex before marriage. This was a good discussion. So I didn't say much, but I did mention like how you pick up other people's demonic attachments and things. So it's not just fun. It's like it's actually dangerous spiritually to just have sex with people because if they're a light being or a dark being, then it muddles everything together, and then you trade your demons. I didn't say it in a crazy way. It sounded pretty good, but just getting that out. It's just there's so many narcissists. Like you just hear about all the problems other people have, and then if they get together and then like they kind of like discuss things, and it maybe will give them the courage to like put up boundaries even more when they see everybody needs to put up the boundaries, and they can support each other. So that's a good thing. But anyways, at the end of it, then I mentioned, oh, there's another thing. Is there a group this evening? And there was all of these like storm clouds in the sky. So then they actually secured me a ride to the evening group. So this is great. Let's see what's going on now. Yeah, so that was oh, I think that's where I got the thing I mentioned about getting the ride and they had the soup. That happened after this, I think. Maybe I'm confused. Oh no, this is a different one. There was another recovery meeting at a different church, and then they stopped serving home cooked food, and then this night they had home cooked food again. They had so much, and it like they were trying to get me, but like they were actually like not everybody maybe, because they were actually like being polite and generous. So I think they were trying to get me to trust them and then also get me. I don't know. I'm not gonna say everything because there's good and bad people everywhere, and those bad people can be flipped. They can join the other. I've said this before in front of them. Like it's kind of weird because I think they know I know, but they have to keep pretending that I don't know. Oh, I know that you poisoned. I know you tried to get me, and I just kind of like, okay, okay, but they keep trying. They keep. I got coffee teeth right now, so if they're not white, they're not gonna be. I drink coffee. I like coffee. Anyways, that coffee has brought me joy. The coffee has brought me joy. Okay, so there was another group, and they had so much food. As soon as you walk in, there was pop, there were salads and some desserts, and then I got this, and then like actually my ride was late. This was probably an attack. The ride was late, so I wouldn't have time to eat this first. So then they would start to go through the line and get the main course. So I would have to leave my food unattended. This was the attack. So that as I left my food unattended, then they would do something to my food and poison it. But I'm like, oh, this is so good. I'm going to eat this first. I was kind of making a mess because I had a salad plate and I put cheese dip and chips and salsa and sour cream and all of it on there, and it was like just totally piled up and it was making a big mess, and I got a dessert. And then as soon as I sit down and start eating, they're like, okay, food's ready. And then I'm like, okay. So then I stayed at the table. I'm going to eat this stuff first. I'm not going to leave this, but I also got a coffee, and they checked and made sure there was coffee left too. When I showed, they checked just to make sure right before I was there. Oh my gosh, there's my sign. They checked just as I was showing up. Like, so I was there was one person ahead of me. Most other people had already gotten their food. And they checked me, just making sure we got coffee left. Making sure they got coffee left. Because that's how they were trying to get me. That's how they were trying to get me. Anyways, so then I've got a big mess. And then I finish all this food. Except for I didn't drink my coffee yet. The coffee was still hot, like when I first got it. So I was leaving my coffee unattended, and right before someone comes and sits down, and how they curse me a lot of times is they give me something first, then that allows them to curse me. So then a woman comes and says, somebody need napkins? And someone else is like, yeah, I'll take some. And then she sits down some napkins next to me, too. This is not private secret information, okay? This is an attack on me, so I'm sharing it, okay? You guys, you know what you're doing. So they use these groups as cover to say, we don't share anything that happens here. No, this was a witchcraft attack, and it has nothing to do with the meeting, so I'm going to share it. Anyways, so then I said, I'm going to get more food. I'm going to clean this after I eat. And then then I pick up a napkin and I move it, and then I go. And so someone else is surprised, because I said, I'll clean this after I eat. So that gave them, that allowed them to poison my drink, because they had now given me a gift, which was the napkins that I did not ask for. Let me think here. Yeah, so I just moved the napkin. I didn't even use it yet. And then I left with my drink sitting there. And so as everyone else got up, of course, there was 2 women still at the table. They weren't leaving. So one of them was going to poison my drink. And I know which one. And I'm not going to say which one. I'm not going to say which one. I don't need to. Because you know what you did. This woman gave me poison. Or she gave me a perfume that was with some plant that like gave me a migraine. Because she used to... she's still a witch, but like she uses... you know how plants are medicines. There's certain plants that'll give people headaches. So she gave me a perfume that like gave me a really bad headache. And this is right before I met somebody that used to get migraines. And so God taught me this just so I could tell her, and that she was having miscarriages and things like, or she was at risk for that. Just so I could tell her, yeah, you were with a narcissist and they did it on purpose. Just because like God showed me the day before with this. But anyways, God uses everything. So I knew they're going to poison this coffee, of course. I'm just leaving it. I know they're going to poison it. Let's just see what they do this time. I go to get my food. I never did get a coffee, but I got like 3 or 4 sodas. Like, and I took them home and drank them later. I got so much food. I totally pigged out, but I just had that piece of bread earlier, and they had a couple fruit roll-up things. So that's all I'd eaten. So the people are like, I can't believe how little you are and how much you eat. I said, well, I didn't really eat much anything else. It's like they see me eat a lot at these groups, and I think some people get jealous because I'm not very big. But, I'm not fat. But the reason is because I don't really have a lot of food at home. Like, I got a lot of cans, but, I don't have, like, just the cookies and delicious things at home. I didn't, like, really eat except for this. So I was eating, like, a whole day's worth of food at once. And I probably eat more than that, but still, and I let them know, I didn't eat much else today, Anyways, but yeah, I can't eat a lot. And sometimes when I eat way too much, then I'll go to the gym and I'll use the treadmill. So I didn't need to get into that. Just let her know. Yeah, well, I didn't eat much else today. So I'm eating, like, this is lunch and dinner here. So anyways, then we moved to another section to do the other group. So after the first part, they have guitar. Oh, someone plays guitar songs, and they have like a little video. Both genders watch together. And then this time, like, they bring different people in to play guitar. This time they had a man who was playing a 12-string, so I thought that was neat. I really like the 12-string. It sounds beautiful. I didn't know I would like it until I got to try one, so I do like the 12-string. So maybe that was a little sign about guitar. And I did mention, maybe I'll try to perform at this coffee poetry jam thing. Maybe I will, but I need a ride. No one's offered me a ride yet. See. But anyways, like, I just had my coffee and I didn't really drink it. And then at one point, I had this coffee for almost an hour, and then I opened it, and they take a tiny little sip, and then someone is surprised, like, they don't tell me not to drink it, but someone, like, because God allows me to discern spirits. Like, someone didn't know. Like, they were surprised I took a drink. But actually, I didn't take much, because they poisoned me all the time. So I was going to do is see what they had done to it. Because I thought, this is probably poison. So I opened it up, and I just take just a tiny little sip. And then I felt, yep, this is poisoned. This is poisoned. And this is not, I don't think this is nicotine. This is something bad in here. I think maybe this was like a roofie or something. Anyways, and then I just left it and I didn't drink anymore. And so one woman gets up and goes to the bathroom. And I don't know if they're like contacting other people to let them know, like, she took a drink or she's gonna drink the coffee. Um, yeah, I don't know. Cause like if I did pass out and they had me in their vehicle, like what? I don't know. They've been waiting for this. Maybe they would deliver me up on a plate to the serial killer that wanted to get me. I imagine this is what they would do. Because it's funny is these people have to pretend to be my friends, and it's kind of fun, but they're like actively trying to kill me. So this one guy, and I just asked him for a ride. I'm like, hey, I need a ride here. But like he actually he put a sedative in my water when he knew a serial killer was trying to get me. And then I was going to the group, he invited the serial killer to walk by, and I'm like, hello. And so I knew he put a sedative in my drink and was hoping I would pass out and lay there. Then the serial killer comes up. This is so I don't know what their plan would be, but I just took a little tiny drip. I'm like, yep, there's something in this. It's not good. And I didn't drink, and I just left it. And then we moved to another table, had the regular meeting, and then went back. And my coffee was still there, and ended up throwing it away. I got like a whole bunch of food to bring home the next day, like I said, because I had prayed like a couple weeks ago, like a week ago, like to God about. I don't think you want me to go to the soup kitchen now, and you know I need food, and I prayed, and like, God, I'm going to trust you to provide for me, and I did get the canned stuff from the food pantry, and then events like this, they had enough food for the whole day, and I got like 4 cakes that day, and I got like, and then they had like 4 salads just sitting out there, and they're like, do you want that? I'm like, you're sure? Because actually they had to-go things with the dinners, like they had extra ones sitting there, and I'm like, oh, I'll take one. And I took one, and then on the table was like 4 salads left. They're little, but like, do you want those? I'm like, yeah, I like to. I said, I started to pour a salad into my container because these were tacos, and they didn't have lettuce on them, but I liked them better with some lettuce on it. They're like, do you want it? I'm like, oh, they brought me another container. I dumped all the rest of the salad in. I'm going to eat that today. So I got like another wrap, and it had like beans and chicken and stuff, and then I got like 4 of the little salads, and then I got 2 more cakes, which I ate last night, and I got like 2 pops, which I drank last night. But anyways, it's like dinner time already today, and I did not, I didn't eat anything, so like I ate today's food last night, so maybe I'll have a snack later this evening, I don't know. And then I got a coffee, and God provided the coffee, God provided the food for me. It's just a great blessing. Let's see, I'm trying to think. The food was great. Yeah, I just dumped that coffee, and actually I had it open, and the woman I believe poisoned my coffee. She's tried to get me before. But, like, I hope she comes around, because I wouldn't mind, actually, like, if we were able to, and I'm not saying, like, a great friend, but, you know, to actually have something, like, a little bit of a friendship at some point. Maybe I'm nuts. I don't know. Because I think she's tried to kill me, but, no, I don't know. She's tried to, well, she gave me a really bad headache, and they probably schemed together to try to kill me, or at least, like, just decapacitate me or something, like, debilitate, so I'm not able, so I just quit. I don't know if she's actually tried to kill me, but she's done some bad things. But then she was just looking at me like this, and I had the coffee sitting there open, and I wasn't drinking it. And she was like, oh, well, they mentioned like that this cake is really the reason it tastes like, it's like there's a candy bar melted, and she's like, the reason it tastes so good is because there's coffee in it. And she's like this with her eyes like open like this. and then the coffee is just sitting there open. And I know she poisoned it. And she knows she poisoned it. And she knows I'm not drinking it. And she's like this. And I'm like, oh. And then I went to the room, and they still had more cake left. So I got another piece of cake, and I brought it in. And I was like, yeah, you mentioned coffee, so they get another. There's still cake out there. So I'm just like this, and she knows. She puts them in my coffee. Maybe it was like a roofie. I'm thinking it was probably a roofie, because they wanted me to pass out and do God knows what to me. Just drop you off right here, and then hey, and call in the serial killer. I don't know. I don't know if he might be gone. I haven't seen him I haven't seen him since I went to the soup kitchen, so I don't even know if he's still in town. Really, he might be. I imagine he doesn't really have the money to leave town. last time I saw him and some other people, they were real skinny. Like, they lost a bunch of weight. So, and I'd gained some weight. So I think maybe, like, some of that is good. Like, you don't want to be overweight, but, like, to be too skinny, it was like a sign that they were losing, like, it was like they were losing their health. And so, like, some extra weight is good. Anyways, but not too much. But I was trying to kind of get in shape, but then I was trying to get in shape, but I don't know. We'll find out. I'm still good enough. I'm fine. I got a lot of food to bring home. Oh, this is another thing. And I took the napkin. While I was eating all this food and pigging out, like, 2 people were sitting next to me and mentioned having to throw up or their dog threw up or something while I'm eating. And I was just like, block, ignore. They were trying to make me throw up when I was eating because I was eating a lot. So 2 people mentioned vomiting while I was eating a lot of food with sour cream. So like, I didn't vomit. I didn't. I rejected that. Anyways, when they dropped me off, I see my dogs, and it was getting dark. But then 2 of the women that I'm not saying they aren't enemies, but I mean, it's like there's people that are enemies that like me too. It's so weird. And then they came and the fence is there, but they saw my dogs through the fence. My big dog, he jumped up and he was moving real fast. Now that he had that old collar off and he's been healed, like he's real happy, and so he's just real fast. He's like, and he jumped up and she's like, "Oh, I love it. He's a beast. This is great." And the other woman saw it, and my little girl runs up with her little pink jackie on. my dog with the dog jacket on. I'm like, and they love my dogs, and they gave me hugs, and they were really happy to see my dogs. But they didn't go in, just through the chain link. But that was nice. It's the thing. These people try to get me, but at the same time, like, they like me. I don't understand. I really don't understand. But anyways, there's like a group this evening, and I did want to go to the gym, but I don't know. I got to decide what I'm gonna do. If I go to both, maybe I could go to the gym after. I don't know what I plan to do. I don't know. Oh, when I was at that meeting the other night. So here's my journal, and here's the size of the flyer that they gave us at the meeting. Or actually, they didn't give this to us. This meeting was at a church. The meeting was at a church, and after the meeting, everyone was talking, and everybody was kind of like stuck talking to each other. So I kind of wandered a little bit by myself, and I took a look in a little nursery area for kids, and then I looked at this Bible, and next to the Bibles on the table, they had stacks of this. So I didn't really read it yet. So, oh, okay, here it is. So the wrong webcam is being used. This is the better webcam is now working, and the one that I was using is not working. This does not make... I don't understand it. I don't understand it. But anyways. Is Jesus the king of your heart? He wants to be. No one can come to me unless the Father who sent me draws him. And I will raise him up at the last day. Well, that is a much better translation there. Is Jesus Christ the king of your heart? As Christ would save anyone, would want anyone to repent, even when they murder. He comes for the murderers. Let's see what else. Let's learn. Why did Jesus die on the cross? He loves us. Of course, I don't believe that. I believe God took Jesus and didn't make him feel the suffering. He probably went through some, but not the worst of it. He probably felt some pain, but I believe that God took him. This is what I believe. Just like how Abraham thought he had to sacrifice his son and he didn't. Or then the lions, the lions did not destroy. Was that Daniel? Or the prophets, like in the fire and not consumed. So I think like Jesus was also protected and did not die. Because the wages of sin are death. So because of that, I don't believe Jesus died. But God would have had to take him. So that's why many other prophets would have died. Because they did sin. I'm just guessing. I'm theorizing. Because I know we have a just God. So I don't believe that Creator God would have Jesus feel all of that pain and suffer. I'm sure he had to feel some pain. But I believe that God protects us from the worst of it. Anyways. So this says Luke 23:34. So that's a 7. Then Jesus said, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do. And they divided his garments and cast lots. So the word father then did not mean dad. It meant creator God. The pagans worshipped the fathers. The pagans worshipped the male parents, and that's why they took the word father, meaning God, and attributed that to the male parents. So that's why Jesus said, don't call anyone on earth father, because it didn't mean male parent, it meant God. So people don't know that, and that's caused a lot of confusion today. So when people worship to father, I don't say that. I say creator in my mind. I reject things I disagree with, and I can't not do this. Let's see. Luke 23:42-43. Then he said to Jesus, Lord, remember me when you come into your kingdom. And Jesus said to him, assuredly I say to you, today you will be with me in paradise. Matthew 27:46. And about the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, saying, Eli, Eli. Like, what is it? Eli, Eli. Lema sabachthani? That is, my God, why have thou forsaken me? I don't know. That kind of makes me think this wasn't Jesus, because I don't think Jesus said that. I'm just going to say, guys, God has given me some knowledge that Jesus didn't have to go through and suffer this. God has given me some knowledge. Jesus suffered his entire life at the hands of his family, at the hands of the people he tried to save, but I don't believe he died on the cross. I don't believe so. Now, I don't know. Maybe the body went through it, but the spirit... So it's possible the body went through this while the spirit was out of the body and the spirit was with God in heaven. This is possible. I don't know. But I don't think God would have him feel that pain. I don't. And you also listen to near-death experiences. And when people go through car crashes and all types of things, their spirits are out of their body while it's going through. They don't feel it till... Unless they come back in the body later, they don't feel it. So, let's see what else is here. And now that I've found that many churches want to blood sacrifice virgins to save sinners, which is not what Jesus taught, then they have to believe in this. But if you believe that God sent Christ as an example for people to follow, then you don't need him to die on a cross. But if you believe in the blood sacrifice of a virgin, you do need him to suffer on a cross. So anyways, I'll just read the rest of this. At about the 9th hour, Jesus cried out with a loud voice, okay, why have thou forsaken me? So if someone else was up on that cross, another criminal made to look like Christ, then they would say that God has forsaken them, but I don't believe Jesus would ever say. So, my God, why have you forsaken me? I don't think Jesus said that, and I don't think Jesus would say that. But anyways, see, but to people witnessing this, if they believed that was Jesus, then they would record this and it would be true to them. But I don't really know. None of us know. But I do know that the churches that require it are churches that have people repeat that they're sinners and that they'll always be sinners. And this is wrong. And they are led by evil spirits. John 19:26-27. When Jesus therefore saw his mother and the disciple whom he loved standing by, he said to his mother, Woman, behold your son. Then he said to the disciple, Behold your mother. And from that hour the disciple took her to his own home. John 19:28. After this, Jesus, knowing that all things were now accomplished, that the scripture might be fulfilled, said, I thirst. John 19:30. So, when Jesus had received the sour wine, he said, It is finished. And bowing his head, he gave up his spirit. So, Luke 23:46. And when Jesus had cried out with a loud voice, he said, Father, into your hands I commit my spirit. Having said this, he breathed his last breath. Now, none of us were there. But we do know is that Jesus would have suffered. It's not that last moment. His entire life, he was targeted, by demons. He would have suffered his entire life, and likely more than anyone else. So this is something that is overlooked in the church, is it wasn't that last moment in the way and how and the manner and he died. His whole life he was targeted and attacked. He had to leave his family. He left everything he knew. So, anyways, I don't know what's going on. This one camera is not even working. Maybe I'll get my money back, because I didn't realize I can plug the webcam in and then I can use the microphone separately. So, okay, thanks for watching.